X 21M, dumped me after hearing a rumor about me 21F, and now wants to get back together. My ex and I started talking our last semester of high school. We had a guy we were both friends with, I'll call him Dan for the story. About 5 months into our relationship, Dan started trying to mess with me. He had a crush on me and would try to grab me. I was embarrassed about him doing it in front of rooms full of people, so I just didn't say anything and would move away from him. My ex was very upset by this and we broke up. I stayed friends with Dan because he was very sympathetic and kind. This was naive of me. I just thought the guy wanted to be friends, but he did all of that hoping I would end up sleeping with him. We never did. The end of the summer, my ex and I get back together and I stopped being friends with Dan. My ex and him stayed friends. Years later, it's May 2020 and my ex and I were going through a rough patch. Quarantine and getting laid off was hard on us. Then, my ex suddenly hears this rumor from multiple friends of ours that I slept with Dan that summer we were broken up. I'm immediate upset by this because I didn't do it. Nothing I say will change his mind. He's furious I lied to him. He is very mean to me and we break up. I'm devastated and beg for him to not leave me, but he says we can't be together after that. I guess he later found out that Dan was lying. He fell out with him, so he fell out with that friend group, and isn't doing well now. I used the breakup as motivation to get my life together. I'm in college now. I'm working full-time. I have goals I'm working towards and I just became happy again being single. He asked me to talk the other night and it was a long one. We both cried and he was begging for me back. This man was on his hands and knees, full body sobbing about missing me and wanting to take it all back. I was crying but kept saying I didn't want to get back together. I felt horrible for him though. I still love him dearly and it hurt to see him that upset. I agreed that we could still have conversations to see if anything is still there, but I don't know. I really don't. He hurt me so badly. I miss him, but I'm doing good now. He even went to my dad's house to apologize to him for everything. I feel like that sounds creepy, but it's a big respect thing where we live. It would kill me to hurt him, especially with everything that's happened to him this month, but I don't want to be hurt either. This was a conversation he should have asked to have before he broke up with you. He's way too impulsive and only now realizes how stupid he was being. No way. He's so quick to break up with you over things he hears. He's done this twice. This doesn't sound like a good relationship to be in. What's going to set him off next? Move on. You're happier without him and he's incredibly immature. Don't go back to him because you feel sorry for him. He chose to believe lies and now you're happier without him. Sucks to be him. As adults we make choices every day. He made a bad one. You at first suffered but now have blossomed. He is now seeing what an absolute he was and that he really needs better friends. You are wonderful path now, don't go back to a path that has frustrations and grief. It doesn't sound like it has been that long. It's messed up that he refused to believe you. I think pushing aside all of the apologies, I think it would be helpful for you to hear why he was so eager to believe something and refuse to listen. I'm not saying get back together with him, but get some sense of understanding. Dude, he isn't worth the drama. Just move on. Find someone who is a grown-ass man. We both cried and he was begging for me back. This man was on his hands and knees, full body sobbing about missing me and wanting to take it all back. He's trying to manipulate you and he didn't trust your word. Go live your life. He doesn't deserve you. You are being assaulted by Dan. I want break up. You survived through it. Let's get back together. I am sorry, stupid girl agreed. I heard a rumor. F you. Break up. Girl begged and cried. Boy learned truth. Let's patch up. Girl is strong. Put her foot down and said no. Boy manipulating girl. Girl think it's love. And #X200B. Don't get back with him. You are a human being, not a doormat. Make him regret. For God's sake, minimize contact with him immediately. You'll get sucked into his bullshit otherwise and you don't need that. How could you trust him to not dump you again at the next rumor? It is good you are happy while single. Don't let him pressure you to get back. He hurt you and nothing he says will undo the pain he caused. I get why he would believe the rumor since it was from several people. Dan must have told his friend group he slept with you and no one questioned him. Focus on yourself and your future. Let this be a lesson not to stay friends with someone that turns out to be a creep. Don't get back together because he is way too impulsive, so you will get hurt again. You're not his keeper. He doesn't trust you, which is why he dumped you. You're 21 years old and you all have broken up twice, both times over stupid stuff. You're finally getting your life together and this guy is trying to hop on the gravy train. Apologizing to your dad is a last resort. This will become a vicious cycle. You will be miserable. But if that's what you want for your life, get back with him. You need to remove X from your life. Bottom line is the rumor mill meant more to him than you did. Everything related to Dan, X include X, needs to be removed and blocked from your life. You are on the road to a happy future. Don't take a U-turn. I was crying but kept saying I didn't want to get back together. I felt horrible for him though. I still love him dearly and it hurt to see him that upset. I feel satisfied. Someone who trusts other rather than their significant other are not worthy of being a partner. Why does it even matter if you did sleep with Dan while you two were broken up? He doesn't deserve you after pulling that kind of shit. He chose to trust a friend over his girlfriend. Not only that, he broke up with you the first time because of the advances Dan made, correct me if I'm wrong, that were not your fault at all. I get if you don't want to hurt him and all, but he does not deserve to be with you. You can find someone better, I'm sure. He had his chance and he didn't believe you until someone else verified for him that you didn't do anything. Seems like it would be a pretty big waste of your time to trust that he's not going to just believe the next rumor he hears about you. Move on. Perhaps he will learn to work through problems in the future rather than believing bullshit his friends come up with. Him going to your father seems a lot more about him trying to manipulate you, than actually caring about what your father thinks. Been there when I was a teenager myself, haha. Ask yourself a question, do you want to be with him, or are you just scared that rejecting him will hurt him? Being with someone so you don't hurt them just opens you up to a lifetime of being manipulated and having your own feeling pushed to the side. I don't think I could ever be with someone who is so jealous and believes baseless rumors. The trend will only continue. I can't fathom why you'd even consider this. It should be a hard no, no thinking about it, etc. You deleted a post where you talk about how he is verbally and physically abusive towards you to the point of choking and giving you a bloody nose, told you to kill yourself, called you pathetic and worthless, cheated on you many, many times, damn near missed you giving birth to your child, and made the adoption process harder for both you and the adoptive parents. He's not going to change his ways, because you've shown him that you will consistently take him back no matter what he does. Please put yourself first and move on from him instead of prioritizing this piece of shit's feelings. Not you don't need him. Your boyfriend has cheated on you multiple times, is verbally, physically, and emotionally abusive towards you. Threatened to kill himself if you left him. Left you alone when you were pregnant, cheated on you the entire time, basically missed your entire delivery, left you to handle the adoption process by yourself, and has basically confirmed he doesn't give a single FK about you. And you're wondering if you should give him another chance? If your female cousin, best friend, or even daughter was going through something like this, would you tell them to give them a second chance? It kills you to hurt him, but it certainly didn't kill him to hurt you. I would not get back together with him. You deserve a lot better than someone who's going to cut you loose the moment he hears something he doesn't like. You've been together how long and he couldn't give you the benefit of the doubt? He fucked up, now he can deal with the consequences. It's all right to remember the good times, but it's time to move forward. Nope. He didn't give you the slightest remorse or trust when he heard a rumor. What makes you think something like that won't happen again? You two did break up and end things. Another rumor round just pop up again. He's stupid and naive. You can do better op. Here's some words you really need to hear. You can't fix him. Some bells cannot be unrung. Hopefully he's learned from this. The best thing for both of you is to take the lessons from it that you can and move on with your lives, and that probably includes going no contact. Good for you for starting to figure yourself out. Keep it up. If he didn't trust your word before, why would he trust your word later? The worst thing that you could possibly do, I mean the worst, is to get back together with someone out of pure guilt. The answer is clear. Good luck. He says we can't be together after that. Yep, sounds like he did you a favor in removing himself from you. That being him having believed Dan's lies. He believed Dan. You and he can't be together. Sounds like y'all ought stick with that. That because of what he had believed, you two can't be together. I mean heck, if he screwed it up that much before, and mistrusted you that much, sooner or later probably would not go well anyway. He already majorly messed it up for you before, you certainly don't want repeats of that. Besides, you can do and find so much better, so go forward, not back. Whatever happened to him is not your responsibility though. If you're happy and don't wanna turn back then you have every right not to. You can't force yourself to get back with someone who hurt you just because it's what they want. Honestly, I think you did the right thing by not getting back together with him. The fact that he wouldn't believe you no matter what you said is a huge problem and would most likely pop up in a lot of different situations had you chose to get back together with him. Also good on you for getting your life on track and being happy. I feel like this is how things have to be in order for both parties to grow from this. Mistakes and breakups happen. It's okay, the important part is that you guys learn from the events that transpired. You're doing good, and that's great, you're moving on. He has yet to. He needs closure so that he can move on and grow and hopefully never make the same mistake twice. Keep standing your ground. If he loved you so much he would have fucking listened to you. Is your life better with him or without him? Do you like yourself more with him or without him? I feel like I know the answer just from this post, and I think you do too. I stayed in an awful relationship so much longer than I should have and I hear myself in you, particularly the not wanting to hurt him, not wanting him to suffer. I don't know why some of us think other people's feelings matter more than our own, but it's a trap. These huge emotional displays are manipulative, they are about getting his own needs met, not about the future you could have together. Let him learn and grow on his own, you owe him nothing. If your ex-boyfriend asked for advice here, he would probably also get told to break up with you because it's obviously she's cheating on you, or something. Gotta love this sub. Oh sweetie, bless your heart. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. You're already moved on. His ship has sailed. The time for him to talk to you about Dan was then, not now. What happens next time he hears a rumor? I had a dude believe a rumor about me once. I called him on it and blew him off when he came back around. I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't trust me or listen to me or even ask before bailing. It's not just about the lack of respect for me, it also says that person just doesn't make good decisions. Besides, you said it yourself. You're happy now. You've moved on well, and it's just too bad for him that he now wants a piece of that. Nobody decent wants to hurt anybody, but it happens. He has only himself to blame. His own actions led to his current unhappiness. Don't let that guilt you into being around him. Just block him everywhere and keep on living your best life. This is why I prefer watching drama from a distance. Come on, you were happy without him. You got your shit together. You're in college. Eventually, you'll end up with a guy who deserves you. Just because he says he's sorry doesn't mean he is. He's fkin lonely. Just tell him that you are seeing someone else. End of story. That ship has sailed. Read this. Also look up, Hoovering, by Toxic People. Abusive relationships comments IVECCC, mod_post_Friday_illustrated_warning_signs_of_n. Just block him. You clearly don't want to be with him and he's being intrusive and making you uncomfortable. You need to stay broken up. Also, I hope you learned a lesson from the Dan situation. He never wanted to be your friend, don't fall for that again. Finally, it's a good policy that if something fucked up is going with a third party, you should immediately tell your significant other. The longer you put that off the more guilty you look, or you give the offending third party time to come out with a counter-narrative. That final point is the least important of the list. Not getting back with your shitty ex and learning to have some damn standards is your highest priority. Everyone here saying not to give him another chance. Maybe you're right, but I'd like to point out that if the boyfriend came on here saying that he heard a rumor about his girlfriend, you would 100% all be telling him to break up with her. Stay strong and live your life. Tell him in no uncertain terms that you won't be getting back together and he has to go and live his life, too. But even if you did sleep with Dan, you were broken up. The ex is giving off a very bad vibe. It doesn't matter if he apologized on his hands and knees or that he apologized to your dad. He hit you, he cheated on you, and he is trying to trick you back into a toxic relationship by faking his remorse because that is what abusers do. Don't fall for it. You have a better life now without him. He took hearsay about things that happened literally years ago as the truth over what you had to say. Even if you did get back together, the odds of that continuing to happen are pretty high. Plus, even if you had slept with the other guy, it wouldn't have been cheating since you were broken up at the time, and the way he acted about it is completely childish. I think you're totally right to focus on yourself and your own happiness over some guy who couldn't trust you. Honestly, who cares about hurting his feelings? Please don't ever get back with him. You shouldn't even be talking to him after what he did. The thing is, even if you did sleep with the guy you were broken up with, your ex is too immature and an Don't waste your time with someone like him.